Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to Shenplays. Welcome back to the wonderful world of Kerbal Space Program. We're going to hop back into the career. Oh, look. It's our female Kerbal with eyeliner. Oh, goodness. They look so awkward. That's okay. Maybe we can kill some today. Kill the Kerbals. So I played a little bit off camera. We tried 2 more times to get to orbit with the kerbin, and we failed 2 times. So instead of just showing you failures, we're just going to try again, man. We're going to do it until we get it right. Not really advanced too far ahead, but we did get some science from considered space near kerbin. We just didn't actually get an orbit. But the science we have unlocks some new stuff. We could go for some strut connectors. Could go for, let's see, a bigger decoupler, which I don't think we need. Airplane parts, I don't think we need that. Hey, Ekin, thanks for resubbing. I don't think we need that right now. And then more airplane parts. Although, we might want that reaction wheel. If we ever get a chance to do probe heads, we're going to need reaction wheels, because this is your only form of SAS if you have a probe head. So we'll probably want that sooner or later, but I guess we don't need it just yet. And I can't afford any of the higher ones. Those cost 90, 90, 90. 90, 90, 90, we just don't have that much science. So why don't we go ahead and get this one, because struts are a universal necessity on any type of large rocket. And granted, we're not doing large rockets just yet, but we will eventually. You know what? We have 340,000 credits. How much does it cost to upgrade the vehicle assembly building? What's the price tag on you, baby? 225. And that would change to, let's see, more parts. Well, I don't think we need more parts right now. I think what we need is to upgrade the launch pad so that we can handle heavier craft. No, right click. There we go. So it's only 75k to upgrade, and it increases the amount of weight that we can put on here to 140 tons. And I think that's going to be the big benefit for us. Let's do that. Done. So you can see our launch pad now has this hexagonal road around it. We have removed the bunker where observers could have watched the launches. And we now have an actual raised little ramp area that leads to a raised pod with cooling underneath for the exhaust from the rocket. So that's fantastic. We've upgraded our launch pad. It means we can handle heavier rockets, which means we shouldn't have any trouble anymore. Also, I've installed 2 mods. I have Kerbal Engineer and Kerbal Alarm Clock, although I'm not sure if they're working. I didn't test them. Well, there's Kerbal Engineer, so it's probably working. And the way these are useful, Kerbal Alarm Clock is a organizer of time, shall we say. If you have a flight to a different planet, it takes usually months or even years to get there. And during those months and years, you can do other missions. You just go back to your Kerbal Space Center, and you can do, flights around Kerbin. You can do short hops to the Mun or whatever. You can do lots of missions while that one mission is off to a different planet. And what Kerbal Alarm Clock does, it says, okay, well, this mission will be arriving in that planet's sphere of influence on this date. And you can say, hey, Kerbal Alarm Clock, I want you to let me know that I have that arrival coming, and it will let you know when that's arriving. You can tell it, I want to know like the day before or 30 minutes before or whatever, and you can have it pause the game, you can have it zoom over to where that's going on, and you can handle that interaction with the planet and then come back to Kerbin and continue on whatever you're doing at Kerbin. So Kerbal Alarm Clock's a really good way of organizing your time. Kerbal Engineer, on the other hand, is a module that you put on your spacecraft or space planes, and it allows you to see extra information, including burn times, proper burn times, not the ones that the game actually shows you. To see burn times, you can see suicide burn times, you can see the delta V of your craft, which is important for figuring out if you have enough fuel to get where you need to go, stuff like that. Really useful information from Kerbal Engineer. I hope this gets implemented into the main game at some point, in some form or another. Anywho, let's go ahead and build ourselves a craft. We're still limited to 30 parts, but now that we have a mass limit of 140 tons, we're going to have no trouble. We can use these bigger fuel tanks. We can use the heavier engines, no problem. We can use the bigger boosters if we want. In fact, why not? Let's make a craft with the bigger boosters. It's not going to hurt us. Okay, so on top of this, we're going to put our science, right? Science. Bingo. And a parachute on top of that. Bingo. Then we're going to put our heat shield underneath. Where's my heat shield? There it is. Okay. And a connector. There we go. Oh yeah, did we want to put some thermometers and stuff? Thermometers, bingo. One on each side, and a goo canister. Okay. So that's all pretty much hidden within this 1.25 meter shroud. The heat shield is a little bit wider than everything else, so it should protect all of this stuff. And if we check our center of mass, let me move this out. If we check our center of mass, it is low enough that the heat shield will remain facing forward as we burn through the atmosphere. That's what we want. We want that heat shield to help pull us through the atmosphere so that it remains in front of the craft and absorbs all the damage from heat. A blade of plating, OP. Alright, let's go ahead and build the launch craft, which is going to be, oh, not the launch craft, but the actual orbiter, which I guess should just be one fuel tank with a little small engine. A 909 will be great. And then beneath that, we'll put the launcher. Need a connector, please. And a big fuel tank. Maybe 2 of those, along with a LVT-45. There we go. So this will be for the final burn to get us into orbit. This one will be to circularize our orbit and deorbit. Okay, and then do we want to go down or do we want to go sideways? If we go sideways, we use more parts, but we can make a more compact craft. Now let's just go vertical. We have space tape anyway. Space tape is OP. I love space tape. It's the best thing. Also, shortcuts for moving stuff around in the VAB here. Really, really useful shortcuts. If you want to duplicate an item or a group of items, let's say I want to duplicate, I don't know. Let's move this away. Let's say I want to duplicate this section with 2 fuel tanks, an LVT-45, and a decoupler. You can just hold down Alt and click on the decoupler, and it'll copy everything that's attached to the decoupler. And then we can put that down here. So you just duplicated it. I don't want that, but you can do that. And if you want to move the whole craft at once, you can either select the root object, which is this piece, the command module, or you can change the root object to something else and select that, or you can just hold down Shift and click on anything, which is really simple. Anywho, put this back on. Make that 3 tall and put an LVT-45. In fact, that might be too tall. That's probably too tall. It is too tall. Get rid of that. Okay. Gosh, with this new weight limit, we're just going nuts, aren't we? We're already at 15 tons. All right, let's put some decouplers on the sides here. I'll just do one-time symmetry for now. And let's put on these BACCs. These things are massive. We probably don't need this much thrust, but we might as well, just for funsies. We have the extra tonnage available, why not? And we'll put little nose cones on it to make them more aerodynamic. There we go. And then some space tape to hold it together. And then what we'll do is we will hold down Alt and click on the decoupler here to copy it. Wait, no, do I want to do that? No, let's not do that. Let's just grab it, and then we'll use the X key to put it on 3-way symmetry and do this. There we go. So we'll just do 3-way symmetry there, no problem. You know, we have a mission to use the launch stability enhancer, so why don't we go ahead and use that? Like so. Perfect. So this craft will not even sit on the launch pad. It'll be held up by these 3 arms. Okay. Let's go through our staging here. Oh shoot, we're over on parts now. Well, that's no good. We're still over on parts. Okay, well, I guess I can do without the nose cones. Those aren't necessary, really. I'm sure they help, but they're not necessary. Okay, 2 more parts. Well, let's do 1 holding arm, I guess. Maybe just 1? Maybe 2. Oh, wait. If I want Kerbal Engineer, I can only have one. Alright. I hope this will hold it with just one arm. I have no idea if this will even hold it. It may not. Can I move it underneath? No. Oh, oh. Oh, I can put it underneath the boosters. Interesting. Maybe I don't need the space tape. No, I do. We do need the space tape. Well, alright, we'll just try it like that. Is that actually going to hold it up? Let's find out. There's no way this holds it up, right? That would be goofy. Yeah. Holds just fine. But, is that vertical? It looks vertical. Holy crap. That seems pretty perfect. Why don't we, let's see, put it on this side, though, so that it'll lean towards the direction we want it to tilt to. Oh, God, that looks so awful. Oh, goodness. That looks hilarious. What if it's going to work? I wonder if that's going to work. Gosh, I hope so. Alright, so let's move it over here. Well, before we do that, let me move it away. Let's move these so that they're not in the way. Okay, right about there. Okay, so the nozzles are about the same on the launch pad. Although we don't need them to be, but whatever, we'll do it anyway. Now this one, we're only going to have one, and it's going to be right at the bottom here. And it's going to lean the craft a little bit away from the camera, and that's the direction of the water, which is the direction we want the craft to lean anyway, so that's fine. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. I've never tried this before. We have room for one more part, and it's going to be Kerbal Engineer. It's got to be Kerbal Engineer. Now this has been updated for 1.0, so I'm assuming it's going to work just fine. It doesn't really add much mass, but I should probably still try to put it on the center if I can. Alright, let me move the heat plate. Put Kerbal Engineer in there. Is that even attached? I guess so. I guess it just sort of sticks into the command module. Fine by me. Alright, let's check our staging and see if we can't launch this thing. We're good on weight limits, so it's not a problem. Okay, first things first. This thing decouples along with these boosters firing. Do we need the LVT-45 during that? I think we'll want it on minimum thrust so we can at least control our trajectory. Yeah, definitely. We'll set these boosters to 60% thrust, something like that. Maybe we'll put them at 70. 75. That might be too much. 70. Okay. I don't know. If that's not enough, we can just adjust it. Not a big deal. Okay, and this thing, okay. And then these three separate, no problem. And then this decoupler with this engine, okay. Group that up. And then this decoupler with this engine, okay. And I think we're good to go. Alright, so this is obviously the penetrator. Penetrator Mark II. Seats 1, so that we know how many kerbals will fit here. Who's going to be our pilot today? Jebediah. Let's take Kate again. Let's not risk any of our orange shirts today. And yes, white shirts are the equivalent of red shirts, so it's all good. Anyway, let us save it, and let's go. Wow, 15 minutes of just building the craft. Holy shit. Alright, where's Kerbal Engineer? Oh, is it not showing? No, it's not showing. Well, whatever. SAS on. Throttle. I'll leave it at medium for now. We'll probably turn it down. We didn't bring any lights or anything. We haven't unlocked lights yet. It looks like the wind is blowing in the correct direction. Our new launch pad looks fantastic. Yeah, wind's blowing the way we want. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to throttle back the LVT-45, the liquid engine, because we don't really need that much thrust from it right now. And the volume is a little louder on the engines. I turned it up just a bit. It was at like 2%, and I put it up to like 8%. volume. They're very loud if you leave them at the normal volume. Kate doesn't look too happy about this, but I think we're fine, Kate, we're fine. Although I would say we're accelerating a little too quickly here. Might want to adjust those down to like 50%. Separation success. Whoa, 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 whoa. Kate, what the hell? What the hell, Kate? What the hell? I think it's just because we were going too fast at that altitude. But I'm not sure. This certainly isn't good. Yeah, we are not able to control this thing. Okay. Not good. Not good, Kate. And now all of a sudden I have like perfect control. Just because we're going slower. Alright, we're going to do that again. I'm going to try turning the thrust on the solids down to 50. Can we do that? No, we can't. Alright. Back to the assembly. So 70 is too much. Let's try 50. Otherwise, it was okay. It was just too fast. Alright, throttle down to about, let's say 20% and go. Alright, Kate, it's up to you. I'm going to drink my coffee. But yeah, these giant solid boosters, they have a lot of fuel and a lot of thrust. It might make more sense to go, instead of with 3 of the large solid boosters, we could use the same weight by, and maybe even more effectiveness by using more parts. If we do 6 of the RT-10s, the smaller ones, that might be better off for us. Because these they just have too much thrust. Or maybe we'll just use less. Just use 2. Or even just 1. I could put 1 centrally located underneath all this. That might be better. We'll play around with it. Lean over just a bit. Let's not go full batshit crazy like last time. We're going much slower, which is fine. Okay, we're able to control it this time around. That's good. All right, Kate, where do you want to go? You want to go to that star? She looks terrified. Holy crap. Calm down, Kate. Keep an eye on our apoapsis here. We're going to wait till it hits around 76 or so, and then we'll level out. Delicious coffee. So far, so good, Kate. I don't know why you're panicking, girl. It's all good, man. Oh, no. Are you still panicking? Yeah, she's still panicking. Stage separation coming up soon. Instead of 3 solid boosters, go with 12 solid boosters. Okay. Yeah, 24 solid boosters. You got it. I like this plan. Alright, come on. 76 or 75 or something like that. Okay, good enough. Still have fuel. Still have half a tank. Very good. Should be okay. Let's turn off SAS for now, so we don't waste all of our electrics. Yeah, I'm not seeing Kerbal Engineer, but that's okay. We'll fiddle with it later. It's not necessary, I don't think. It's just really useful. Okay, so when we're going to hit about, let's say once we hit 70K, I'm just going to start burning. We're going to try to go horizontal. Whoa, we're going the wrong way here. Let's flip over. Passing 60,000. Look at that view. Holy shit. Look at the mountains down below us. They're so tiny. Little islands. Okay, coming up on horizontal. I'll just put SAS on just for a minute here, just to hold that. We're not going to keep this angle. We're actually going to be burning a little bit below the horizon to circularize, but that's okay. Just go right about there. That looks good. Hey, we're in space. Throttle up. Let's check our circularization progress here. I hope we have enough fuel for this. That's like the problem we've had before, is just not enough fuel. With the extra tonnage, we should be fine. Okay. Last tank. Aha! Yes! I think we've got it, boys and girls. So we'll drift out a little bit to 76. And once we get near 76, let's just put on a little bit fast forward here. If you want to fast forward, you can use the arrow keys, not your arrow keys, use the bracket keys on your keyboard, the ones next to M. And as we get close to this, I'll just start burning horizontally until the periapsis matches us at 76. There we go. Done. Good enough. We have achieved orbit, folks. And we have lots of fuel left over. That's just fantastic. Kate is ecstatic. Let's see if we can get ourselves a crew report. Oh, we already have this data. Yeah, so we've been up here a couple times. We never actually got orbit. But, oh, look, it's the Mun. But since we came up here a couple times, we've already had the science for some of that stuff. So we'll try to get some different science. In fact, why don't we try burning horizontally here, and we'll try to push our apoapsis out to where it's like space far from kerbin instead of space near kerbin. Keep an eye on our fuel, of course. 450 should be fine. And we'll fast forward with the bracket key. Let me turn off SAS. Fast forward with the bracket keys until we get the craft over to that spot, and we'll see if that's considered space far from kerbin. If it is, it means we won't be able to do any thermometer readings, but we'll get different crew reports and different science out there. I don't know how far you have to be to be considered space far from kerbin, but look at the view from here. Holy shit. Holy shit. Does anyone know, has Squad ever said whether they're going to be naming all the continents and water and all that stuff on kerbin? Are they going to be adding cities and stuff that you can go visit? Alright, so we're at 470. Let's see what kind of data we get out here. This is, high over kerbin. Perfect, this is what we wanted. So there's two different types of data you get when you're in space near a planet. There's near kerbin, and then there's high over kerbin. Or whatever planet you're at, or moon, or whatever. And the near data we already had. When you escape the atmosphere at 70,000, you get that near data. But the high over data, you have to be much further away. Okay, so that's new data for us. Let's get this Science Junior. What up, Science Junior? The high radiation environment caused a few of the samples to glow. It looks like it'd be fun to paint the rocket with this. I don't know about that. Anyway, 37 science. I'll take it. Goo canister. The goo feels right at home here. I bet it does. And thermometer will not work out here. Wait, it does? Oh shoot, this never worked before. Maybe it's only for planets with an atmosphere. For some reason, I was convinced that thermometer data just did not work when you were considered high over. Maybe it's due for 1.0. Measuring the temperature of space appears to be quite impossible, as there is no matter around to either be hot or cold, except the spacecraft and the thermometer itself. This is probably going to give the R&D guys something to think about for a while. Well, at least we got some science out of it. Yeah, I'm 100% sure that has never worked before. Anyway, since we're out here, and that's all the data we can really get out here, what we're going to do is turn to our retrograde, which is, let's see, there's prograde. Okay, here's retrograde, and we're going to burn at retrograde until our until our periapsis drops within Kerbin's atmosphere, and it'll pull us in for a landing. So burn. And if you ever want to just hit max thrust, it's the Z key, and if you ever want to hit no thrust, it's the X key. So Z and X are your hotkeys for managing your thrust, either full throttle or no throttle. Probably put that at like, not 9K, maybe 30K. Let's be reasonable here. Let's not hit the atmosphere too hard. Okay. You don't want to hit too soft, because if you hit too soft, you might actually bounce out of the atmosphere, which is not the end of the world, but it means you're going to be orbiting many, many, many more times before you come in for a landing. No, we can't do an EVA report yet, because that comes later in the campaign. You have to unlock EVA reports. It's grayed out for now. It's grayed out for now. And besides, with this setup, we would actually bounce off into space. We might not be able to get back to the craft. We could probably get back, but since we're partially blocking the hatch for the capsule with the science bay, that might cause our Kerbal to bounce off into space. I've done it so many times, it's hilarious, but it also can be difficult to get back to your craft. Especially if you have a maneuver coming up soon. Alright, so we've got 30K as our target. Let's fast forward until we get over there. Oh, let me turn off SAS, of course. Don't waste our battery. Using SAS is really good. It keeps you targeted at whatever you want to be targeted. However, it does use electricity, just having it on. And immediately we're back in Kerbin's atmosphere and the music turns off. I'm not sure if that's supposed to happen or what. Anyway, are there any readings we can do from this atmosphere point? Temperature. No, we've already done that. Goo canister. I'm pretty sure we've already done this. No, well, yeah, 2 science. I'll wait until we get a little lower and see if we can't get some data over, I don't know, over the highlands or over hills or something. Get better data. But we don't need our engine anymore, so I'm going to spacebar that off. Stage separation complete. And we have our heat shield ready to rock. Heat shield will always be pretty obvious what it looks like. It's got these different colored patches on the bottom with a circle in the middle and some text on each patch. The larger heat shields, like the 2.5 and 3.5 meter heat shields, have bigger patches of colors. Alright, fast forward. But yeah, the weight of our craft, the mass, is oriented towards the front here. So it's going to, or the bottom I should say. So the heat shield's going to be absorbing all the damage here. I don't even need to turn the SAS on, but I probably will put the SAS on so we don't just accidentally spin around. Okay, SAS on. And I got a text. What's this say? Oh. Okay. Just try to keep the craft at retrograde. Heat shield's doing its job. Not taking any damage yet. What did that even say? Ablative heat shield. Something 0710945001000. And Kate's loving it. And you can see the heat shield ablator is currently at full capacity, 200 out of 200. And I believe this number here is how much damage it's taking. So every second it's taking 0.1 damage, 0.12 damage, 0.13 damage. Whoa, camera freaking out. Well, looks good so far. Not much damage every second. As we get lower in the atmosphere, it'll take more and more damage because the atmosphere gets thicker. But we'll also be slowing down. And the slower we go, eventually it'll just stop getting damaged. Kate's loving it, man. How's it look from inside? It looks amazing. That looks perfectly safe. We want to go out for an EVA, Kate. It's only like completely on fire out there. That's all good. No problems. Still have plenty of electric charge. Nothing has blown up yet. So the heat shield's really absorbing all of the heat. This is great. There's Kerbal Space Center below us. It's too bad we're not going to be landing there, but oh well. You want to do some science readings while we're here in the heat? That might be good. Aw, no data. Darn it. Well, nothing new anyway. You would think there would be good data to get from the burning up of the atmosphere here. But nope. It's like a fireball coming at you, isn't it? It's just eerily quiet out here. There's no music playing at all. That's got to be a bug. There should be music playing, I'm sure. Yep, ablative plating still has three-fourths of its whatever stuff to burn up. It's doing fine. And when we hit around maybe 13 or 12,000 meters, it should stop with the effects. And we'll switch over to supersonic effects, which will look like white instead of red. Oh, there we go. Now it's just supersonic. That shouldn't damage the ablative plating. Yeah. So we burned through 71 of the 200 ablative plating points. And get ready for the parachute, turn off SAS. Probably open the chute around 5K or something like that. The higher we open the chute, the less drag it'll have, or the less G's it'll inflict on the craft because of the lower drag. Okay, chute's out, got about 10 G's, and we're good. And then it'll fully inflate at 500 meters. Let's fast forward until about, let's say, 700. And wow, Kate Kerman coming back after the first successful orbit of Kerbal. That's fantastic. It's one... I'm just going to say it's one small step for Kerbal kind, but that's not exactly landing on the Mun, is it? Not quite as impressive, but first one to orbit. Fantastic. She could have stayed out there for many, many orbits, but there was no point. She got her data. She did, what, 3 orbits in total, something like that? She got her data from far away from Kerbin, somewhere no one's ever been before. And now we come in for the landing. Great. Is there any science we want to do here? Like, none, probably. 0.4 science. I guess I'll do a temperature reading from the water. It's like nothing to do. We've already done all the science from here. But what you can do is you can go to different biomes and get different science. You can go to the desert, you can go to the wastelands, you can go to the Arctic. And they all are different biomes, and they all have different science to offer. Ah, 0 science. Whatever, take it anyway. Let's get back, Kate. Good job. How much did we get in total? Oh, 94 science. I love it. We got 82 science for that mission. Fantastic. She got 1 experience. She advanced to level 1. She's our first level 1 pilot. Oh, good job, Kate. Let's pick that up. Good job, Kate. Now with 90 science, we can actually get one of the next tiers over here. So we could get bigger engines. Sounds interesting. But without bigger without bigger fuel tanks, it doesn't seem very good. Ah, there's the bigger fuel tanks. Okay. Ooh, and the ability for asparagus staging. Interesting. Well, we'll probably go for the bigger fuel tanks before anything else. We have bigger nose cones, bigger decouplers, radial decouplers with detachment arms, so they stick out from the ship. Let's see, an adapter for 1 to 2 meter parts, a tricoupler, more airplane parts. We could do a nice airplane at this point. Let's see, a ladder. Ooh, more science parts. And a hitchhiker storage container. This holds 4 kerbals. It's beautiful. Another adapter. Oh, a clampotron docking port. Probably won't be doing that for a little while. But the clampotron docking port we can use to build, like, big satellite stuff in space. Photoelectric panels and lights. Those might be good. Anyway, that's going to do it for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode. The first successful orbit of Kerbal by Kate Kerman. Good job, Kate. We were all counting on you. Nobody expected you to live. And you came back a hero. She even ranked up. Yeah, look at that. She's got a star. Beautiful. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day.